Look, man, I'll never forget my first ever bodybuilding show back in 2022. I got all these medals to prove it. First bodybuilding show that I got first place in all of my classes, second overall. But I still got this first place thing for my division and everything like that, man, men's physique. But I remember this was back in 2022. I was coming off the back of my failing tech company. Didn't have a purpose, didn't have a mission. You guys kind of know the story about that. And got into online fitness, started to post my physique a little bit more, started to get some clients. I'd invested in a business coach to help me with that. And I wanted to do something, man. I wanted to have a purpose. I wanted to have a mission. I wanted to have something that I was actually competing with. Let me put this right here. So I started trying to box, right? I was with my cousin. We would go to like this boxing boot camp thing and I kind of liked it. But I wasn't going to compete as a boxer, right? I wasn't going to do MMA. I wasn't going to do jiu-jitsu. My shoulders are completely messed up. Like I wasn't doing that. But I remember there was one time I was boxing and there was a bodybuilding coach that had a gym right next to the boxing facility. I think the whole gym was his, but he had a specific bodybuilding gym right next to it. And I would always peer inside. I'm like, these guys are so like hyped about this. Like they're so like intense. And I would always look and I'm like, why are they going so hard? Like what? And they would have meals, like Tupperware meals and everything like that. And I'm like, what is going on? And I knew a lot about fitness because I've been in the industry for a long time when it comes to being a personal trainer. I trained at some of the best gyms in San Francisco, Equinox, I trained at Boston Sports, all of that, right? So I understood fitness as a whole, but I never understood this wormhole of bodybuilding. Wormhole not in a bad way, but just like a rabbit hole of bodybuilding. So this coach is literally looking at me the whole time and I'm looking back and I'm like, what the fuck is he looking at? And I remember him coming up to me, man. This was a time where I was really trying to find something to compete in because my soul needed some mission, something to compete in. And he told me, he's like, bro, you should do bodybuilding. Like you would kill it. I was like, maybe, I don't know. I don't really like the tights. I made a joke out of it or something. I'm not gonna wear underwear in front of a bunch of men and stuff. He started laughing, walked away. The next week I come back for boxing again. And he comes back up to me. He's like, bro, seriously, I've been watching you. Like, you would kill bodybuilding. You need to do it. And I remember, man, at the time, I really had to think about it because, you know, I was at a point where I had lost belief in myself. No one really believed in me that much. I had failed. Everybody was basically in the sphere that I was in. I was in the tech space, the tech startup space, the B2B space. B2B means business to business. All those guys, I didn't have any contact with them, right? They were all moving up in life. I felt lost, right? I didn't know what I was going to do. I needed to do something else. And this was a new community for me, right? So I was like, you know what? I told him, I was like, let's do a session. Let's do a strategy session, or like we'll go in and we'll just talk about it and see if it makes sense. I come in the very next day because I'm like, I want to see what this is about. And he breaks it down to me. He's like, look, this is bodybuilding. This is basically what we do. This is what we're going to learn. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Fuck it. I'm going to go straight in. And I was like, when's the next show? He was like, well, we have one in 12 months, or we have one in 12 weeks, and we have one in 6 weeks. And he was like, you might want to just do the 12 weeks because it'll be a lot easier. And I was like, I didn't come here for easy. Let's do the 6 weeks. He's like, 6 weeks to prep. You think 6 weeks will be good? Like, you can handle 6 weeks. And I was like, give me the most intense prep of my life. Cool, I'll do 6 weeks. So we commit to it. I pay him there. We get started. And I'm not going to lie, man. I had such a bright smile coming out of that office. Because that was the one purpose I could have. And this is what I tell you guys. Always have a purpose for everything that you do. When you get into ruts, find something where you can have a purpose or a mission that you can go towards that blinds you from your current situation, that blinds you from previous situations that you had. And I got to a point, man, where I was like, all right, let's get to it. Let's start to do this bodybuilding thing, right? I get excited. I'm watching Arnold Schwarzenegger in the car. I'm watching, when I'm driving back, I'm watching Ronnie Coleman. I'm watching Chris Bumstead. I'm starting to learn all the bodybuilder names. Brandon Hendrickson, I believe. Hopefully I didn't mess his name up. Brandon Hendrickson. Yeah. I start to watch all these guys, man. Start to watch these legends just working. And I'm starting to get familiar with the space. I'm like diving deep into it. I'm watching like bodybuilding prep videos. I have my plan on my phone. I was with my ex at the time. We went grocery shopping and everything like that. She's excited because she's like, man, finally he got something that he's excited about. He's been down for so long. And man, I remember like the intensity that I went with this, man. Like I shifted my whole identity to being a bodybuilder, pro bodybuilder. Like I was dieting like crazy. I was very, very strict. I barely ever like ate off of the plan. I only had cheat days when he let me have them, or refeed days is what they call it in bodybuilding, right? And I remember I had come into that office, I was 11 or 12% body fat. And a lot of y'all who are unaware, you probably won't believe it. I got down to 5% by the end of that prep. 5% body fat, bro. My testosterone was down to the ground, literally 400s, in the mid 400s. Couldn't even get up. No, I'm just kidding. I could get up. Your boy got up, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was a very interesting experience, man. But like I felt alive. I felt like I had a spirit. I felt like I had a soul, man. I felt like I was really going after something at that point in time. And it made me feel better because I knew that everyone else wasn't putting in this much work in terms of the regular people that I was around. Everyone was shocked, man. I was literally, I would only drink like water seltzers. Like I wouldn't drink. I wouldn't do any of that. And I remember, man, I was so nervous coming in because I was dieting so much. I was making sure I was eating 1,400 calories a day. I was eating just tilapia, white rice, avocado, like basic stuff, small portions, 6 meals a day. Like I was really doing that. And measuring the oils. I never did this before, but I took it very, very seriously. Training exactly how the plan was. Cardio, like just treadmill, like hour-long treadmill runs, like just doing what I could, man, to like really get in conditioning and getting into the condition that I needed to. And I remember we were about a week out, man, or 2 weeks out, and I didn't know how to pose. And I was like, Coach, we got to learn how to pose because I need to do this. He's like, this is the time we're going to do it. And I remember coming in, man, and I was brand new, and everybody else was hitting their poses nice. They were doing all their little flare, their lat spreads and everything. And I couldn't even open my lats. I can do it now. At the time, I couldn't even open my lats. And I was just like this little fucking toddler trying to figure it out. And luckily, man, the community there was so supportive. Like people really helped me. I didn't feel like people were just like laughing or shit talking or anything. It was cool. So I ended up learning how to pose the best that I could. Still couldn't open my lats up until the show. And I remember a day before the show, I had a cheeseburger because you're supposed to do that. Or I think it was either the day of or the day before, you eat a cheeseburger. I was going through the tanning. I'd never experienced this, man. What the hell do I need a tan for? Look at me, man. I'm already bronze. Like, what do I need a tan for? But they literally said I had to have a tan. And I laughed and they laughed because they knew what I was thinking. And I knew what they were thinking. And I'm like, yo, I don't think I need a tan, but if this is going to help me win, then cool. So I get the tan. I do the whole, like, you literally fold your clothes. They literally see everything, bro. Like, it's crazy. And it's a girl that's doing it. She's smiling and stuff like that. It's crazy. So I go through the tanning process. I get out. And we're about to hit the show, right? In the morning. And I'm nervous as hell. I'm like, I don't know what to expect out of this. I've been watching this on my laptop. I was watching shows. I was watching preps. I was watching all that. I was watching C-Bum. That was the dude, man. Still is. I love C-Bum. But we got to a point, man, where I started seeing the show. Started seeing all these guys compete. And they all were like super, super aggressive. Super like angry. They would look me up and down. Like, bro, I felt like I was in a land of sharks. I'm over here smiling at people. I'm like, yo, this is about to be fun. Cause I'm taking this like, this is just a journey for me. I'm not trying to be a pro bodybuilder. Like I'm just doing this because I want to do it. Right. And they were just like they were trying to intimidate me. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we're doing a little like warm-ups and everything like that behind the scenes, and everyone's just mad. All these guys are like big, buff, and mad. By the way, I'm natural. I haven't taken anything. Like I've never, to this day, I've never consumed any steroids. And I know people won't believe me. Some people either say I'm not jacked or people accuse me of steroids. I can never win in these games, but I've never taken that a day of my life. Put that on God, right? And I could tell these guys did take steroids, right? And I figured out there was 120 guys competing at that show. It was one of the biggest shows in Utah. Crazy for my first show. And I remember, man, it was novice, right? I got on stage and I was hitting my poses and everyone was like, what the fuck? Like, everyone was shocked. Like, I don't know. I thought I had like a normal physique, but I was at 5% body fat, bro. Like, my abs were popping, my muscles. I was a little flat because I had dieted way too hard. I didn't like carb up to like really get the volume that I needed, but I still looked incredible. And I'll never forget, man, like people on stage just cheering like, oh! And then like everyone's saying Martell, like I'm hearing all these things. Everyone's talking about me in the back. They're like, who is that guy? All the guys that were mean mugging me are now looking at me like, who is that guy? And I won I won the novice class, right? Then we go into the regular classes. So novice class, I won that. I can check the classes right now, right? So yeah, I had, was it 2 novice classes? Yeah, I had true novice, which is basically like this is your first ever show, and regular novice right here, which is like you're still new to the game. And then my actual like my division or my division, which was men's physique F, which was me. I was the tallest. I was in the tallest group. So within that group, I got first, right? So I was winning each of these different things, and my coach is sitting there like, this man is going crazy, right? I had some family that was watching me, to my cousin and like his girl, and like my ex was there too. Everybody was there, everybody was cheering. And man, I just felt exhilarated, man. All this hard work that I was putting in. And I'll never forget, man, like we had the finals, right? I didn't even know, bro. Like imagine going to play at like a college basketball game. That's how I could describe it. It's like a college basketball game. And like, you don't even know who's good and who's bad, what's good, what's bad. You're just kind of hoping. Like, you just know how to play. You know what I mean? And like, it just comes natural to you. And I'll never forget, man. Everyone was like, bro, how's your poses like that? I'm like, bro, posing? I just started learning this. They're like, bro, how long was your prep? Like, my prep was like 24 weeks. I'm like, 6 weeks. They're like, 6 weeks? Bro, like, and people were like, bro, what are you taking? I'm like, I'm not taking anything. I'm literally like, and they're like, no, okay, I can tell like smoothness. You're not too dry. Like, you look very natural, but like your physique is good, right? Especially for my height. I fill out for my height. A lot of y'all think I'm small, bro. Like, I'm 6'2", 209 pounds now. So I'm going up. I'm up 2 pounds. But what the crazy part about it is like, I remember, man, like going up there on that final round and like competing against all the top guys at that show. There's 120 guys. I believe, I forgot how many. I think there was like 6 of us, I believe. No, 7 of us, because there's a middle, right? And in bodybuilding, the people who are closest to the middle are basically going to win. So your goal is to be in the middle. I knew that then because my coach was like, we got to get you to the middle. I started off at the end. They called my number. I forgot my number. I think I was 69, bro. Of course I'm 69. Come on, bro. 69. They called 69. Everyone's like, uh-huh. And then I move over to the left, I move over to the left because I was on that side. And I keep switching with people, right? They keep 69, hands up, boom, switch. 69, hands up, switch. I'm now in the middle, bro. I'm in the middle hitting poses. I'm doing my front pose. I'm doing my lat spread on the back. I'm holding it as hard as I can, bro. You're sweating like crazy. I'm doing all of this. I'm coming around. I'm sweeping over. Everything. And we had an individual show before that where each person would come up and do their routines. And I did really, really well with that, right? That was basically where they started doing this, right? And so the overall, now I was competing for like the overall like title, right? And I remember, man, there was another guy that was there that had been competing for years, like never won, but he came out with a really, really good package. And I lost by 1 point. I got 2nd overall, which is still very incredible for somebody who went through a 6-week prep, never bodybuilded before in his entire life, and went to that degree, right? And I'll never forget, man, people were coming up to me. They were like, who are you? People were getting my IG and everything like that. And it was a really dope experience, man. But like, the one thing that I realized, man, and like much love to the bodybuilding community, I realized, because after the show, everyone was like, bro, you qualify for nationals. Like, you're top 3, you can go to nationals. And my ego was like, Martel, go to nationals. Go be an Olympian, right? Go compete with go compete in Mr. Olympia. Take the steroids. Do the thing. Just fuck it, right? But I realized at the end of the day, I was like, man, I started doing a lot of research when I went home on like bodybuilders and like how they make money and stuff. And I'm like, man, a lot of these guys don't make anything, right? They put their health in jeopardy. They take all this risk for what? And I'm good at risk management. So I'm like, the risk is not worth the reward for this, right? What, you win Mr. Olympia, it's what, 25, 50,000 for men's physique. I wouldn't be doing classic. I'd be doing men's physique. That was like my best division. I don't think I could do classic. My legs aren't bulky, right? I have very strong athletic legs that are sculpted, but not like bulky like a classic physique guy, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, I don't think, I love this, but I need to go the business route. And I gave you guys this story to tell you, like, if you're in fitness now, monetize the fuck out of it. If God gave you a physique, if God gave you the ability to build a physique that is a 1% physique, monetize it. Build a personal brand. Do what you got to do. Have fun. Do a bodybuilding show. But know that the money is not going to come from the stage. It's going to come from when you're off the stage, when you're training in the gym and recording yourself, when you're talking in front of the camera like what I'm doing now. When people are paying you for your expertise because you've went the mile, right? That's why people pay me for fitness. That's why people have no problems paying me for fitness, because not only have I competed for the first time, which most people don't even do, I also got second overall. On top of that, I was a personal trainer at 2 of the top gyms in the country. I have a NASM certification. I've been in the fitness industry for a while, and some of you guys have, but you haven't seen the money that you want to see. You're still stuck working at Crunch Fitness. You're still stuck working at LA Fitness. You're still stuck working at all these different gyms. Build a personal brand. Tell your story. Sell your transformation. I'm telling you, you'll make a lot of money. And I realized that. But I appreciated that experience a lot. I appreciate the hardware that I keep with me. Yeah, bro, I had to bring this to Romania. I came to Romania with 1 suitcase. I had to bring this with me. I had to bring these with me as well, right? And it was just classic, man. It was a very, very dope experience. And if you haven't competed, man, even if you're natural, go try it, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, I was tempted to say, fuck it, like, go all in, bro. Take Anadrol, take D-ball, take Anavar, take these steroids, bro, just to like blow yourself up, bro. You look like this with no steroids. Imagine if what you would look like with, I always tell myself that every day. I'm like, bro, imagine if I took some damn steroids, but I guess it would take away from how incredible it is that my physique is how it is with just being fully natural, right? So, and that's the thing, my identity is not tied to my physique, which is cool, because I've done a lot more outside the fitness industry to where I know that there's more. So when people come in and they say that I'm not natty, I just laugh. I'm like, bro, that's the best compliment you can ever give me. Like, I would be upset if I actually wasn't natty, but I am, right? And it is what it is. But like, I genuinely think like that was one of the best experiences I ever had. Like, being on stage, being cheered on, people knowing my name just because I was out competing guys, right? I was out posing guys. But ultimately, it just wasn't my path, and I probably wouldn't have even been on YouTube if I went that route. Maybe I would have, I don't know. But that's just a story for y'all, man. I just wanted to give a story time. But if you guys are interested in building your personal brands, monetizing it, building a digital kingdom, Kingmaker, you guys know what I'm on now. Kingmaker, become a kingmaker, become a man who has transformed himself that can transform other men. Link will be in the description. I'll be able to help you get to 10K a month at least, because I've done that. I've gotten up to 30K a month. So I know what it takes to get there. If you want to build your physique because you feel like, you know, you're not there yet, and you want to build it because you want to have some recognition, you want to have some self-confidence, you want to feel, you know, good about yourself as well. Link will be in the description as well. So I'm running fitness and I'm running personal branding, whatever two you guys want. Well, really it's business, right? Personal branding, business. So if that's something you're interested in, links will be in the description. Free Telegram as well if you guys want more value. But I hope this was entertaining. You guys know a little bit more about me. I'll share some more personal stories as well. Next video I want to make is going to be about setbacks, because I don't think you guys understand how many setbacks I've actually went through in my life, like up and down to the point where like it'll turn a sane person insane. But I thank God for it all the time, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have the insights that I have to give you guys today, right? To where it sounds nuanced and it sounds different. It doesn't sound like what everybody else does, because my experience was 100% different from everybody else. Even at my, you know, early age of 28, got a lot of life experience, which paid off, you know? So I appreciate y'all. I hope this was valuable. Still got the hardware. Hey, I dropped this mug. Still got the hardware. Love it. Will I ever compete again? Probably not. Maybe not. I don't know. People are still telling me to compete to this day, man. Like, I just don't want to go to the dark side. I want to stay natural, but who knows? I appreciate y'all. I'm going to catch you on the next video.